Your spiritual beings having a human experience.
Welcome, Spirit Bus 33 fam. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Very, very grateful for anyone that is choosing to spend your precious energy, taking a little ride on the bus with me, taking a little journey with me. I hope that you have had a great week. For all of us, our weeks are some ups and downs, of course. But I hope that the moments that were on the up, I hope that they were special. I hope they were full of joy. I hope that you're recognizing those moments. Again, just really, really appreciate you being here. I'm going to start off with a quote today. This is, I use this Tiny Buddha daily calendar for quotes. For those that know me personally, I love a good quote. This is from Emma Lume. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Uh, Unsure who she is, but I really enjoyed the quote of the day on this October 6, 2024. If you want to align with real friends, real lovers, real community, share your truths proudly, consistently, and unshamedly. Shout it, sing it, sculpt it, write it, dance it. Paint the most authentic you all over the canvas of your life. Whoever's left applauding your art is your people. Whoever fades away was never yours to begin with. I thought that was beautifully said and also lined up perfectly with the little bit of an outline that I had for what to share today. I first would like to start off with an acknowledgement of some duck energy going on. When there is repetitive things in my reality, I like to pause and kind of take in some of the information. And another creative expression that I have been doing is morning sunrises, grand rising sunrises. I'd like to say that more. So first thing, I get up, go to the water, spend some time in this vibey little place and take in the glorious sunrise. And there has been some magical bird encounters there. But in the beginning, there was this one solo duck. And I didn't have any food at that point for the birds, but there's just this one duck. And this duck was so brave, just waddling along, didn't come up obviously like right next to me, wasn't trying to give me a hug or nothing, but was just, taking a little stroll in front of me. In fact, for those sunrises, a part of my creative expression, part of me sharing, healing energy is doing TikTok lives in the morning. And it would just like walk right across, the screen. And I just thought, wow. And this repeated, for a couple days. So I want to just kind of give out some shout out to some duck energy. And, some of the messages, of course, we could take we could take a deeper dive, down into, what the spiritual meaning of duck or the healing meaning of duck means. But some of what I was able to find was live life with more ease. I mean, that feels good. Think if we could rewire our systems to live life with more ease. There's a lot of moments where our nervous system gets activated, a lot of moments where there's some discomfort, some uncomfortability, at a micro and macro level. And the duck follows with some good wisdom of be committed. Don't turn back. Tap into your strengths. Oh, isn't that's very deep if you think about that, because a lot of times we recognize our strengths and we start to lean in, and we're leaning in and we're leaning in, and then we get distracted. So this is like, don't turn back. Whatever commitments that you have now that you're aligned with, that are for you, that are healthy, that are giving you like more homeostasis, more grounded energy in your life, is keep going with that. Be committed to you, be committed to healing, be committed to your belief system. Tap into your strengths. You have divine, amazingly beautiful strengths. More duck energy is balance, is really lean into those practices that bring you balance. Remember those mind, body, belief system practices, the ones that really help you stay grounded, balanced, help you flow through your day, in a way that you feel aligned with, in a way that aligns with your moral compass. Cooperation, protection, many great, great lessons of the duck. I feel very honored to have been able to take a duck journey and then to share it with you. And then after, I brought some bird seed and some crackers and, and different things. And then there were geese and ducks and seagulls. And there has been quite the gathering, of this amazing bird energy, which I have always resonated with. I kind of get these tingles in my body when I'm near birds, especially, birds, water, sunrise. Pretty magical. If you feel aligned, if you feel like it might be helpful, or something that might add some joy to your day, most days of the week, except for Sunday, I'll be on TikTok live in the early hours, Eastern Standard Time, sometime around 7:30 in the morning. Also, though, is that I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with the weather, so I might be doing some of them inside, which will not have the atmosphere that Grand Lake Superior brings, but we'll have something set up. I am still working on this creative expression. And that just reminds me of this beautiful description that I read, and I also am just not quite sure if I've shared it before, and that's okay. Some things are going to be repetitive, but there was this description of this earth experience of being like the creator, the director of our movie. So you have a movie, I have a movie, the person next door has a movie. We're all the director of our own individual movie. And of course we play, these roles within each other's movie, but we are the director of ours. So we get to choose when we zoom in at certain moments. Just like when you're watching a movie and you realize that the director zooms in to, a certain number, or, the number on the hotel room door, or zooms into somebody's jewelry, or a certain scene, is that that's not by accident. Whoever is creating the movie is using their creative expression to draw the viewer's attention to this particular scene in which the director feels that there's importance, or there's some type of meaning, or it adds to, the movie in some way. So thinking about that, as far as we are the director of our own movie, and we can zoom in, we can zoom out, we can shift the camera to a whole different visual, place. So when I'm sitting on the beach, watching the sunrise, doing my thing, I zoomed in on the duck. That was something that I zoomed in, that I took the meaning from. And then went about, my week, and then zoomed in on, like, oh, what does that energy of the duck bring to people? What does it bring to me? What can I learn from that duck? So those are the things that I'm zooming in, which in return, these are the things that keep me balanced, that keep me from making fucky decisions, that keep me from being impulsive, that keep my own PTSD symptoms more manageable. And so just take a moment, just pause if you need to pause the audio, but take a moment and think about your own movie that you're creating. What are you zooming in on? Oh, what part of the movie are you kind of panning through? Like, what are you noticing? The details, the fine details in your movie. What's important to you? Because everything that we zoom in on has a certain type of energy. It has a certain, maybe, emotion with it, or a feeling. And that completely dictates our reality. If we're zooming in on something scary in our movie, we're zooming in and really concentrating on something scary, we're going to have the emotion of fear bubbling up inside. And we're going to hold that certain energy. And then when we're talking to other people, we're around other people, we're going to emit that energy. The same with anger. Are we zooming in on things that we're angry about? Are we zooming in on people we don't like? On a micro, again, or maybe macro level? Because you're the director. So what would you like your movie to be about? And we show our movie to everyone around us at all times. Every interaction that you have with somebody, you're sharing your movie with them. So everything that you talk about, that is your director's cut. That is you zooming in and saying, pay attention to this. So if you're negative, negative, negative all the time, you're creating a movie where you're saying, pay attention to my negativity, because this is what I'm zooming into. This is what I'm paying attention to. So if we're not aligned with how we are directing our own movie, I invite you to learn how to be a different type of director. There's training involved. Is that if you want to learn a new way of doing things, it doesn't just poof into your reality. There needs to be, like the duck brought up earlier with the duck energy, there needs to be some commitment. There needs to be some consistency in creating the new you, in being a different type of director, in making different choices about what you zoom into all day long. You have the ability to focus your attention in your movie whichever way that you like. And yes, for some of us, we do have these trauma responses. We do have these moments that hijack us, and then all of a sudden we're zoomed in on our feelings and our emotions and our impulsivity and these types of things. Yes, you do get hijacked. You do. But the moment of the awareness that you're hijacked is the moment that you have the ability to zoom out of that, zoom into something else. And fam, I know this shit ain't easy. I'm right here with you. I completely know that it's not easy. It takes that consistency. It takes showing up for yourself, that commitment. It takes that every day. I was going to bring up this idea, this analogy of a compass. And what was very interesting was my mentor, or one of my mentors, brought it up today in a different way. Didn't use the language or the analogy of a compass, but did in different ways. So when we're in alignment, when we know what kind of movie we're directing, we, have this integrity, alignment, authenticity, everything kind of moving forward. We're walking north. And then all of a sudden there's something like that trauma response, or somebody pisses you off, or you're witnessing other emotions in other people that is activating your nervous system, whatever the case is. If we zoom in on that, we go a little bit to, northeast or northwest. Sometimes we do full circle, we start heading south. So we completely start doing a different hike, so to speak, a different journey. So thinking of your movie, thinking of what you're creating here as you're holding a compass out in front of you, and you're saying, this is the way I want to walk. This is what I'm aligned with. I'm heading north, so to speak. I am aligned exactly where I am right now. I'm in this great flow state. I'm feeling at ease. I'm feeling at peace. I'm feeling balanced. I have all of this glorious energy running through me. I'm feeling great. And then, oh shit. Yeah. There's that. And you notice that you're off track a little bit. And so then you learn how to bring yourself back to walking north. Now, of course, we're going to get off track. This is not about perfection. We're here, we're here to learn. At least that is my part of my understanding here. And sometimes when we're walking north and we're just like doing our, happy dance, sometimes we're not really taking in a lot of lessons. We're not learning. We're just vibing. So sometimes when we do head a little bit to the northeast, do head a little bit to the northwest, we have some like really amazing lessons. We can say, wow, yeah, that snagged me. That person's energy, that was a little draining. What do I need to do to be able to shift myself back to north here? Or, ooh, I completely stumbled and fell, and here I am going exactly in the opposite direction. I'm heading south. That is not in alignment with me. I'm not going to hold any shame. I'm not going to hold any guilt. I'm going to learn how to reroute myself. I'm going to learn how to get myself back on track so I can start heading north again. And that's like the dance of life. And it can be a beautiful dance if we decide to zoom in on that. If we decide to make it a beautiful dance, even with all the emotions that we experience here, all of them, from extreme joy to extreme sadness, to love, all the way to this hatred. It depends on what language we're using. It depends on our director's cut. It depends on what we're creating, on how we view it. And this is a hard time, in the world right now. This is a hard time to stay in this vibration, and I know there are many things happening, many things that we don't want to be happening. There are many people having a lot of very, very difficult things happen to them. Just sending out a lot of love, a lot of healing energy, to anyone that has been impacted with the flooding, with the hurricane, the Appalachian areas, any other areas, all the displaced people from that tragedy to the others. There's a lot of heavy, heavy things going on, in people's lives that we don't know, and also in our own lives. So it is that much more important that we do this work, that we work on ourselves. Because again, every single moment that we're playing our movie loud for others to see. And I don't know about you, fam, but I want my movie, my energy to uplift people, to put a smile on someone's face, to have ballin' boundaries, but to really uplift, everyone that I come in contact with. And a lot of that's what's within my circle of control. Is I don't have at this time the resources to go help this group of people or go do this for somebody else, or these type of things, to create a completely different reality to where this is not what we're experiencing here. But I do have the ability to do this creative expression, with love infused in it. This creative expression that has other love infused, that has healing energy, that has this, has that. And anyone that's listening to me right now, you took a seat on this bus, you're still here. You have the ability to do the same. You have the ability to lift people up. You have the ability to ripple out healing energy all around you everywhere you go. Whatever your belief system is, if it's Christ consciousness, Krishna consciousness, if you're, just loving awareness, you have the ability to really, really shine, to be bright. Let's go ahead and look at these cards. A 3-card draw from the Osho deck, 1 card from Conversations with Souls. First card, intensity. You feel it? Do you feel it? There's some intensity going on. I've had some people describe this intensity as we're kind of at a boil, a soft boil right now, and feeling this intensity, like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And maybe you feel it within yourself too. Use this intensity, use this momentum, use this to propel you forward. Second card, into new vision. We can create a new vision. I know the spiritual community uses a lot of words like a new earth emerging, 5D consciousness, and some of that I'm very aligned with, without ego, without a hierarchy here. But we can create a new vision. We're with that director, we're the director. We can create a new vision within our own life. We can zoom in on what we want to create here. We don't need to keep zooming in on the things that we don't want to have happen and then replicate them throughout our life, Third card, flowering. Your gifts. You have strong, strong gifts, fam. Like you're in that flowering state. Your gifts are ready. You're ready to share your gifts in whatever way that you feel aligned. If you feel like it is publicly, if you feel like it is just, in a way that is more private, trust your intuition. But I do say, though, if your reason for not sharing them publicly is because you have some limiting belief systems within yourself, I would say kindly and strongly, invite you to look at that, to take a look, work with somebody if you need to, because your unique self, your authenticity, your gifts, it's important. Conversation with Souls card. Let go of things that no longer serve your highest good. You know what yours are. We all have them. We all have the things that we're working on. I suppose some of us are possibly, not possibly, some of us do not have awareness. But I guess I would say is that even if we don't have awareness of the whole picture of what's not serving our highest good, is we probably have some awareness of some things at least. So again, you have the awareness of some things at least that are not serving your highest good. So start gathering the resources you need to change that, to evolve from that, to help create your new vision, to help show your gifts, to help cultivate your gifts, to help strengthen your gifts. But then don't get stuck in the gathering stage for too long, fam. Don't do that. Because an action steps is start leaning in, start having action towards your gifts, towards your new vision, and then adapt and learn from it and adapt, and then maintain. I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time to experience my creative expression. I would love for you to leave a comment or however you feel aligned. Join my TikTok live for sunrises. Leave a comment. I would like to know who you are. Leave a comment. What are you doing? What is your creative expression? What are you focused on? And I'd like to help support you in your creative endeavors. So right now I'm sending that energy out to you. Let's create this new vision, fam. Let's do it with intensity. Let's use our gifts. Let's get rid of things that are not serving our highest good. Take care. I'll see you next week.
Thank you for tuning in. Your spiritual beings having a human experience.